What does a client need to know about septic tank maintenance?
Great question. Obviously, most homeowners aren't spending a lot of time thinking about their septic system, so we take care of that for them. I always use an analogy when I'm talking about septic systems relating to cars. Servicing the motor in your aeration septic system is like servicing your car. In order for your car to run for a long period of time and to last and remain reliable, and in order to avoid expensive repairs, you have to take it in to get serviced every so often to make sure that it's working properly. Your aeration septic system is exactly the same way. There's a motor in there that's filtering air into your system. And if it's not working, if something's clogging it up, if something is tight around your system, then it's not working properly. If your system isn't working properly, there is the chance that sewage groundwater could be leaching into our system. As we become more familiar with environmental codes, regulations, standards, and the effect of those pollutants, we really want to make sure that the water that's going into our groundways is not contaminated in any way. So the reasons you need to maintain your system is because you want to make sure it's working properly to avoid expensive repairs, and you want to make sure that you're not polluting any waterways, around your property or your neighbors. Another thing I wanted to mention about maintenance is that everything that's funneling into your system could impact the way that your system's working. So, for example, aeration systems are funneling air into your system, and the bacteria that's caused there is actually eating up the sludge sewage, and it's causing it to be converted to a groundwater state. If, for example, you have anything happening in your household that's throwing off that bacteria count, you are going to release toxic, groundwater into your waterways. That's why routine service is important, so that a service provider is always out there to make sure that your system's working properly. So one example I always like to use is when people are on serious medication. So for example, we have customers who very unfortunately may be undergoing chemotherapy treatment or things of that nature. When you are taking strong medication, and of course you're using the restrooms, things of that nature, those strong medications, of course, are going into your system. Those strong medications are also killing the bacteria in your system, which means it's not working properly. And that means, of course, that sewage sludge could be leaking out into our grounds and waterways. So it's really important that you have kind of routine service and maintenance so that we can see that your system's working properly, but also we can incorporate what's happening into your household and how that's impacting your system. For most systems, you want to have them routinely serviced 2 times a year. And so companies like Aeration Septic set up routine service, so we're out there to service the system to make sure that it's not confronted with any of these types of problems.
That's great. So basically, we need to remember, for your analogy, service your car every 3,000 to 5,000 miles and service your septic tank twice a year.
Absolutely.
That's great.